Hello everyone, this is Marika and I welcome you all to this new session of Nursing Management with me. In our previous sessions, we have discussed about emergency, we discussed about disaster, the role of nursing professionals in disaster. Today in this session, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic which is human resource management in hospital and community services. In this particular session, we are going to see what is human resource management, what are the objectives of human resource management in hospital services, and what are the function of human resource management. So to begin with, let us first try to understand what is human resource management. As the term suggests, the human resource management is a process of handling the employees within the organization. The process of handling the human resource of the organization is human resource management. So for any organization to function, there will be human beings who are working to meet the organizational goals. And the process of handling the human beings working in the organization, the process of managing the human beings working within an organization with a human approach is called as human resource management. So as we understand that human resource department, which is HRD or HRM, which is human resource management, it is involved completely with the human beings working in the organization. It manages the human beings in the organization. So the basic function of human resource management includes recruiting the staff, making the people understand about their job, the job description is given to the people, and also managing and providing the right direction for the employees, for the staffs to meet the organizational goals. The human resource department deals with hiring the employees, compensation, the performance management of each and every individual employee within the organization, the well-being of the employees, the conflicts of the employees, overall development of the employees of the organization, the motivation of the employees working in an organization, and every other aspect related to the staffs working within the organization. I hope you've understood what is human resource management. Moving on, let us see the objectives of human resource management. So the objective is basically divided into two different categories, which includes the primary and the secondary objectives of human resource department or human resource management. Let us now see what is the primary objective of human resource management. So there's only one primary objective. The only primary objective of the human resource department is to encourage their employees to contribute their maximum in order to reach the organizational goal. We are already aware that every organization has its main aim or a goal. So to reach that goal, every employee within the organization must contribute, must work together in order to reach the goal. So what is the primary objective of a human resource department? It is to ensure that each and every employee working within the organization is motivated enough so that they contribute their maximum to reach or to achieve the organizational goal. The next one we have is the secondary objective of human resource management. So there are four different secondary objectives of a human resource management, and the first one is to help the managers to get the required number of employees, to train those employees as well as to retain those employees. So for any organization to function, as we are aware, we need to have a certain number of employees working with the organization, and therefore to get the required number of employees in order to help the employees contribute to the main organizational goal is one of the secondary objective of human resource management. Now once the required number of employees are hired, once they are recruited, they are to be trained according to the institution, according to the goals of the institution, and according to the job description given to them. So training the employees is also another important secondary objective of the human resource management. And finally, once the employees are recruited, trained, and once they become skillful, to retain those employees in the organization so that they can serve the organization for a longer period of time is also one of the secondary objective of human resource management. The second important secondary objective of HRM is to maintain a good relation at all the levels in the organization. organization. So organizational relationships are very important, and as there are different human beings working together, a good relation between all the people, all the employees working in the organization is necessary. Therefore, it is the objective and the function of the human resource management to ensure that there is good organizational relationship at all the levels. The third secondary objective of human resource management is to make sure that fair wages are provided to the employees. Every individual works in order to earn their livelihood, and therefore fair wages are to be provided to each and every employee according to their responsibility as well as their designation. So it is the objective of the human resource management to see that proper fair wages are being provided to each and every individual staff working within an organization. And finally, the last objective of human resource management is to make sure that each and every individual staff working within the organization is contributing maximum towards the achievement of the organizational goal as an individual as well as a member in the team. So as an individual working in an organization, I perform my own task and I also act as a member of a certain group. So the human resource management has to make sure that I not only perform my duties and responsibilities as an individual, I am contributing my maximum even as one single member of the group. Therefore, it is a responsibility, it is the objective of the human resource management to ensure that each and every staff as an individual are contributing maximum towards the achievement of organizational goal as well as an individual member of the entire group. Moving on, let us see the functions of human resource management. We just discussed about the primary and secondary objectives, but there are different functions that are carried out by human resource management. Let us see what are those. The very first function of human resource management is creating as well as promoting the human resource philosophy of the organization. So what do we understand by human resource philosophy? So the human resource philosophy is the management's beliefs and assumption about people. For example, the need of the people, the value of the people, the behavior, the characteristics of the people are all involved in philosophy. So every organization must have their own philosophy about their employees, about the people, or what as an organization we believe that people are capable of and are not capable of. So every organization should have their own human resource philosophy. What is a human resource philosophy? It is the belief and assumption of the organization about people, which may include their values, their needs, their beliefs, and their work. It will help to improve the workplace culture. The second function of human resource management is to determine the need of human resources within the organization. As we are aware, every organization will need human resources in order to function. Therefore, it is the function of the human resource management to determine the human resource needs within the organization. For any organization to function, there will be different departments. There will be different people working towards the achievement of the goal. Therefore, to determine where employees are required, what kind of human resource is needed within the organization, where is it needed, how many number of people are required in order to complete a certain task or in order to help one department overcome a problem, all of this is determined by human resource management. Another important function of human resource management is to educate the executives and the managers about various human resource approaches that is adopted within the organization. As I told, every different organization have their own human resource philosophy, they have their own beliefs and assumptions. Therefore, the members or the executives who are working in the top tier must be aware about the philosophy that is adopted in the organization, and educating them about the human resource approaches that is adopted within the organization is one of the major functions of human resource management. Another important function of human resource management is assisting and educating the people in higher authority within the organization about the human resource policies, strategies, and approaches. The next function of human resource management is to conduct the research, to collect the data, to interpret and analyze the data, as well as and to utilize the gathered research data for making the human resource policies better within the organization. So the policies that are made within the organization can be changed time to time. Therefore, in order to bring improvements, we need to collect data, we need to conduct the researches, we need to interpret as well as analyze the data that has been collected, and whatever data has been gathered to make the policies better, to improve the culture of the workplace. All this can be utilized. The next function of the human resource management includes striving to create an organizational climate where there is teamwork, mutual respect, sense of belonging, and commitment. I've already told, to function in the organization, to function as an employee within the organization, we function as an individual and we also work as an individual in a team. Therefore, the human resource management must strive in creating such an environment within the organization where employees develop a sense of belonging, where they develop commitment, and also there is presence of mutual respect and teamwork spirit. Another important function of human resource includes recruitment, selection, placement, replacement, etc. So we've already seen in the introduction that it is the human resource department that recruits the required number of employees, that trains the employees, and also retain the employees. So selection of the employees, recruitment of the employees, placement of the employees, as well as replacement of the employees is all taken care by human resource management. The next important function of human resource management is designing, developing, introducing, directing, and evaluating the human resource development program. Every organization conducts a developmental program for the employees working within the organization. So the designing, the development, the introduction, as well as direction and evaluation of human resource development program is done by HRM. Next very important function of human resource management is developing and maintaining an effective system of communication within the organization. We are already aware how important communication is. Communication is a key factor in any organization, for any organization to function smoothly. Therefore, proper communication system has to be maintained in an organization. The development as well as maintenance of the communication system that is proper is also taken care by human resource management. The next important function of human resource management is developing and implementing a compensation plan which is acceptable on both the side, which is acceptable for the employees as well as for the employers. That means the salary that is to be provided for the work that is done by the employee, which is acceptable by the employees as well as it is affordable for the employers, is done by human resource management. Next important function of human resource management is establishing and maintaining a good organizational relationship. We have also seen this as one of the major objectives of the HRM department. So to have a good organizational relationship is very important for the organization to function smoothly, for the organization to meet its goal. And it is a function of the HRM department to make sure that good organizational relationships are maintained at all the levels in the organization. The next important function of human resource management is to maintain an acceptable employee welfare scheme. So every organization will have scheme for their employees, for the welfare of the employees. Therefore, developing and maintaining an acceptable scheme for all the employees is the function of human resource management. The next function includes conducting a periodic counseling session for the employees. Every employee working in an organization requires counseling, maybe for the problems that they might face within the organization or maybe also for their personal problems. In such cases, a periodic counseling services must be conducted by the human resource management to see that such kind of conflicts are solved. The next important function of human resource management is establishing a regular system of evaluation and appraisal. So in any organization, the performance of the employees are evaluated and then the appraisal is also given to the employees. It is the function of the human resource management to design and establish a regular system of evaluation and appraisal. The next function of human resource management is maintaining occupational health and safety mechanisms. So in any organization, occupational hazards may occur. Therefore, proper occupational health and safety mechanism is required in each and every organization, and it is the function of HRM to see that it is established and maintained. Another important function of human resource management is to inflict punishment for the proven offenses, which means if any of the employees are found to commit any kind of mistake, then the punishments must be inflicted, which means the disciplinary action must be taken against the particular employee. Another important function of human resource management is establishing and maintaining the group cohesiveness and the team spirit that is required for the employees to work together. So these are some of the basic functions of human resource management. The next one we have is recruitment. We have already seen that recruitment is one of the functions of human resource management. Let us see what is recruitment. Recruitment is a process for searching the required employees for the given job. So there is a job and certain employees are required in order to carry out that job or in order to carry out the task. And there always will be a certain criteria that the employee has to fulfill in order to get the job. So recruitment is a process of searching the employees that are required for a particular job. Recruitment does not only include searching the candidate who can apply for the job, but it also includes stimulating the candidate to apply for the given job. Now, recruitment is the process which creates a link between the employer and the employee. So recruitment can be called as an activity that links the employer with the employee. Recruitment is the process of finding and attracting the capable employees for the process of employment. So the process of recruitment begins from the search for the candidate, right? So it begins when there is a search for the candidate and it ends when the candidates apply for the job. So in the initial phase, the recruitment starts with selecting or searching for the required candidate and it ends when the candidate have applied for the job. As a result, the organization will have pool of candidates, will have large number of candidates from which the new employees will be selected. So the basic purpose of recruitment is to find or is to bring together a large number of candidates from which the most capable candidate will be selected for serving the organization. So there are many different purposes of recruitment which includes, so specifically recruitment aims at achieving certain things. Let us see what are those things. The very first purpose of recruitment is determining the present and future recruitment of the organization. So every organization will have the requirement, human resource requirement in present as well as for future. Therefore, one of the main purpose of recruitment is to determine the present as well as future requirement of the organization. The second aim of recruitment is to attract a number of candidates at a minimum cost. So at a minimum cost, the organization tries to attract many numbers of candidates for the required post. Recruitment also aims to reduce the probability of employees leaving the organization once they are recruited and selected. The next aim of recruitment is to identify and prepare the potential candidate who will serve the organization for a long term and also will bring benefits for the organization. And finally, recruitment also aims at evaluating the various recruitment techniques. And finally, recruitment also helps to evaluate the effectiveness of various recruitment techniques. So these are few of the aims of recruitment process. The next one that we have as a major function of human resource is the selection. Once the recruitment is done, then there should be selection of the candidate, because in the process of recruitment, we have seen large number of people apply for the same job. Now, from the applied number of candidates, selection must be done, and selection is the process of selecting the most capable candidate from the pool of the candidate who have applied for the specific job. During the process of selection, the candidates are checked for their qualification, whether they meet the given criteria or not, and then the most capable candidate from a large number of candidates are selected. So we should understand that selection is a prolonged process and it starts from the preliminary interview of the applicant and it ends when the applicant is given the contract of employment. So selection is a longer process than recruitment. In the process of selection, the right capable candidates are selected from the number of candidates that have applied during the process of recruitment. Selection takes a longer period of time. It starts initial interview of the candidate and it ends once the candidates are given a contract from the organization. Now, let us see what are the essential of selection procedure, or in order to perform selection, in order to make sure that the selection of the employees is done properly, what are the things that are to be taken care of? The very first thing is to have an authority for selection. In order to select the employee within the organization, certain authority within the organization must be selected who will be given the power to select the candidates that can serve the organization better. So to give the authority to a group of people who are the best within the organization and who have the best knowledge about the new candidates joining to the organization must be given the authority to select the candidates. So the very first thing is giving authority to the people in the organization in order to select the new candidate. So in every organization, we know that there will be a certain authority, there will be certain people within the organization who are given the authority to select the new candidate. Proper authority must be selected, proper committee must be selected who are there in order to hire new people or select the new people for serving the organization. The next very important thing is that there should be a certain standard against which the new candidate will be compared, right? For any organization, there should be a proper criteria, there should be a certain standard against which the employees will be compared in accordance to their performance. So if the employee or the candidate is able to meet those standards, then the candidate is selected, and if not, the candidate is rejected. So the second important thing is to have a standard, is to have a criteria against which the candidate will be compared. The third essential for selection is one of the most important as well, because in order to select the capable candidates, or in order to make sure that we are selecting the best candidate, there should be many number of candidates who have applied for the job. So there must be sufficient number of candidates from which the required number of candidates can be selected. The next function of the human resource management is job analysis. Now, what is job analysis? Job analysis gives a description about the type of job that is to be carried out. Job analysis is a process through which a job is observed properly, the description of the job, what is required for the job, and what kind of people are required to perform that job is properly observed and noted down. So the process of observing the job systematically and also noting down and giving a description about the job is called as job analysis. So from the term itself, we can understand the job is analyzed properly to see what kind of personnel can perform the given job. Job analysis gives a proper data on the job, about the nature of the job, as well as it also describes the criteria that a candidate has to meet in order to perform the job. The job analysis provides 7 basic information related to the job, which includes the job identification, its title, and the department. The second thing that is included in job analysis is the significant characteristics of the job, such as its location, setting, supervision, as well as hazards and discomfort that the job may have. The third thing that the job analysis will have is the content of the job, which includes what the worker or the employee will have to do, the task, timings, the routines, and the responsibilities for the particular employee. The fourth thing that a job analysis will have is how to perform the job. The fifth thing that a job analysis will have is what are the different materials that are required in order to perform the job. And the sixth one is the job relation, which includes the experience, the qualification, the pattern of promotion, directions, etc. And finally, the last one is the personal attribute, which includes the attitude, the capabilities, the attributes, social skills, mental ability, as well as physical strength of the candidate. The next function of the human resource management is training and development. So we have seen that the staffs are recruited. After the recruitment, from the number of candidates, the staffs are selected, and after the staffs are selected, the most important part is training and development of the staffs. The staffs who are selected are trained properly so that they are able to carry out the assigned task. The next important function of the human resource management is to retain the staff. The skills that are required to perform the task is taught to the employees. Now, after the employees are trained and then after the development program is given to the staff, the human resource management must also be able to retain the staff. And finally, the last function of the human resource department is demotion. Demotion is the process of lowering the rank, responsibility, as well as the pay of an employee. This may be as a result of a poor performance of the employee. It can also be because of the breach of discipline by the employee. The demotion of the employee may be because of the inadequacy of knowledge. It can be because of breach of the discipline by the employee as a punishment. It may also be because the employee is unable to cope up with the given responsibilities and the changes that happens within the organization. So these are all the functions of human resource management. I hope you've understood today's session. So to conclude, today we have discussed the human resource management in hospital. We have seen how human resource is managed within the organization and what are the different functions of human resource management. I hope the class was helpful and I'll see you all in the next session. Thank you and have a great day ahead.